Welcome to Keeper's Place, the Keeper Murdoch Show and podcast. We hope that by the end of our show, you're left feeling empowered, motivated, and connected. So come on in the room, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and enjoy the ride because you're finally at home at Keeper's Place. Now give it up for our host and producer, Coach Keever Lernice Murdoch.
Welcome to Keeper's Place, the Keeper Murdoch Show and podcast. I'm so excited that you're able to join us for another amazing episode tonight with another fantastic guest. I'm super excited to have her in the house. But for those of you who may not know me, I am Coach Keever Lernice Murdoch. I am a certified life coach. I'm a facilitator. I'm a speaker. I'm a #1 best-selling author. And I am just so excited to have you in the house tonight. And in case you don't know, you're at Keeper's Place, and this is where we have authentic conversations in a place that feels like home. Come on, somebody. So like I stated earlier, we are so excited to have our guest in the house tonight. She is one of my sister delegates. If you are just following us, we are doing a series for the Imperfectly Fierce and Focused, which is our anthology project that is going to be coming out very, very soon. So I have been doing these series shows, bringing on several guests that are not in the book. However, they are willing to share with you how they are living imperfectly fierce and focused through so many different situations. I had a guest on that was dealing with diabetes, another that was dealing with sickness, and we are going to bring on a few more to close out this series. So right now, this is our 5th series tonight. So the title is Imperfectly Fierce and Focused While Healing from Sexual Abuse. So let me tell you a little bit about my guest who I can't talk tonight. I'm tongue-tied. Just for some reason, I just cannot get what I want to say out tonight. So y'all pray for your girl, okay? Let me just slow down. Because I talk fast when I get excited. So let me just pump my brakes and slow down a minute, okay? Because like I said, I'm so excited to have her in the house. So let me just let you know who she is. She is one of my sister delegates. Like I just stated earlier, we are in the Miss Plus America pageant system, and she is one that's representing our Miss division. So I have Miss Brandy Fair in the studio tonight. She graduated from North Greenville University in 2019 with a bachelor's degree in general studies and a minor in history. In 2018, Brandy was licensed in the ministry at Living Faith. Yes, this young woman is a woman of God, and she is speaking to represent his kingdom. Come on, somebody. Brandy became the National Youth President of Kingdom United Fellow of Churches in 2022, which was founded by the Apostle Linda Cohen. She is currently employed at the United Community Bank and Divine Hearts Home Care. Brandy has a passion for youth ministry, helping people that have been sexually abused and have experience of the trauma. She is the reigning Miss Greenville Plus America 2023, and she is running to become Miss South Carolina Plus America 2023. And her motto is stand up, speak out, keep fighting, and be healed. I love it. So without further ado, please help me introduce Miss Brandy Fair. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so excited, like I said, to have you in the studio tonight, and we share so many similarities. And it's one of the things about this pageant system, is that you do meet some phenomenal, inspirational queens, and some share similar backgrounds. So I'm so excited to have you tonight. Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge a couple of our co-authors in the Perfectly Fierce and Focused. They will be coming on the show next month, starting next month. So Miss Fatina Kirkendall, thank you. Miss Amy, thank y'all for watching. I greatly appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys on so you can share your story. We ain't gonna tell it all now. They got about a book for the whole story. However, We do want you to be able to share why you are living in perfectly fierce and focused. So y'all help me welcome my co-authors in the building tonight. Miss Ebony Jones Mobley. She is one of our sister queens. Thank you for chiming in. And Miss Essie Fair says, "Hey, baby girl, that must be Mama Bear."
That is my mom.
Thank you, ladies, for joining in. This is what I love to see doing, especially women's history. Women's just standing up and backing and supporting each other. So I love you all to life. Thank you so much for watching. So, Miss Brandy, tell us a little bit more about your background. We want to know about you and how you're living in perfectly fierce and focused. So let's just start giving us a little bit of background about why you actually chose this particular platform to represent.
So I chose sexual abuse awareness because I was sexually abused. I know how it feels to go through something like that and how devastating it can be. And now that I am at a place where I am healed enough to talk about what I have been through, I want to help other people that have been through that because a lot of the times it's something that just gets swept under the rug and nobody ever knows about it. And some people take it to their graves. But I want to let people know that there is life after abuse.
I love it. I love it. Now, and my platform is very similar to yours, like I said, but mine is specifically towards child sexual abuse as well. And Brandy, I don't think people really realize how alarming the statistics are with sexual abuse. 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys. Think about those numbers. 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys are, and I don't really like to use the word victim, are survivors
Yeah.
of sexual abuse. And out of that, 93% of those survivors know their victims. Isn't
Hmm.
that crazy?
That is absolutely crazy.
93% know their victims. So when we are being raised and taught, we're teaching a lot of our children, our youth, about stranger danger or whatever like that. How do you feel? Like, what's your thoughts about that? Because it really, we need to be alarming them with people that's in their inner circles, and that's
Yeah.
just some of the education that I'm really honing in on when I'm going out among the masses, and I'm sure you are as well. But we
Mhm.
really need to start teaching our youth. Yes, stranger danger is important, but we need to teach them how to communicate and self-advocate when it's somebody in their inner circles. What's your thoughts about that?
I totally agree. I totally agree because, with it being someone in your inner circle, some people feel like, well, if I speak up, then this may happen or that may happen. But I feel like sexual abuse doesn't just happen. Like someone isn't just going to 9 out of 10 someone isn't just gonna like come and do it. It starts off with the subtle things, like maybe accidental like swipe or looking at you a certain way and things of that nature. So I think the young people, even adults, need to know, like, if you feel on the inside and you're uncomfortable, then you need to speak up and say something. Stop it
Mhm.
before it gets too far. And that's what a lot of people don't do. They make excuses for the person. Like, oh, that was just an accident. No. If it keeps happening, speak up. Say something.
That's right. And the key word is if anybody makes you feel uncomfortable,
Mhm.
right? Because it's not, and Brandy just hit the nail right on the head. It doesn't always start with a touch. Sometimes people will test you to see what they can get away with, right?
Yeah.
To test the temperature in the room, if you will. So it's really important that we pay attention and we teach our young people how to pay attention to some of those subtle signs and create spaces for them to be able to share what happened. And I love that Amy says the statistics are likely low too, because many do not report. And that
Mhm.
is so true. So true. So I want to ask you, and this is only if you feel comfortable sharing, when you was finally able to report it and tell somebody, was that a difficult decision for you to come to? And if so, how did you come to that understanding that it was now at that moment time for you to share your personal experiences?
So, I did share one time, um, and it didn't go over so well. Um, and I was told that either I tell it or somebody else will. Just being honest. And so I was put in a situation where I had to tell it, but it didn't go over so well. And so I choked it back down. And it wasn't until like maybe the past 5 years that I've really started to deal with this. Because a lot of times when things are hidden under the rug, like if you have an infection, you may not be able to see the infection, but it's eating up on the inside. And it's not until it comes to the surface, because it's pushing its way to the surface, that you're actually able to see the infection, but it's doing a lot of damage.
Mhm.
And that's how I was. So it wasn't until my adult years that I really began to deal with the abuse and saying like, hey, I may not understand exactly why this had to happen to me, but one thing that I do know is God can take a dirty thing and use it for somebody else. And our testimonies are not just for us, it's to help somebody else. And that's why I say there is life after abuse.
Yes. Come through, Queen. I had to give you the standing ovation because I say that every show. What we go through is not just for us. And think about it
Mhm.
like this, you know, God knows his people and he knows who can tolerate what. And in
Yeah.
his word, he promises not to put more on us than we can bear. So for us to be able to endure what we endured and be able to push through and heal, because here is the thing
Mhm.
I have found, and I'm sure you can probably attest to this as well. The more you talk about it, the more you share, the
Mhm.
more you're able to teach others, the more you're able to embrace other survivors. That's healing as
Yeah.
well. So when you're going through not only a sexual abuse, any type of trauma, whether it's a devastating loss, whether it's diabetes, whether it's heart disease, cancer, whatever traumatic experiences you are going through, that experience, yes, is your personal journey, but there is so much that we can learn from some of those traumatic experiences.
Mhm.
And it's important. And that's why I love being on this pageant platform, because we're able to share our voice with those who may not be strong enough to find their own yet. So, what
Yeah.
actually inspired you to use your voice to advocate and to teach others how to do the same?
So I'm a firm believer that if something happens to me and I didn't like it, like let's say I'm at work and a customer is flat out rude. I don't like it. So why would I do that to somebody else? So with me wanting to speak out, I know how it feels. I know how it feels to feel like you have nobody in your corner.
Mhm.
Like I went through depression and so much stuff just behind the abuse that I went through. So I know how it feels. And I feel like if I can help somebody feel better and do better, like our young people are killing themselves because they feel like they have nobody to talk to.
Yes.
And adults are, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm about to cry. Like, I am so like passionate about this because there are people that are dying because they feel they have no one to talk to, because they feel like that they're in this thing alone, that God has forgotten about them, that they don't have a shoulder that they can cry on. And I know how that feels. And I feel like if I can just save one life, if I could just encourage somebody, like somebody encouraged me when I was younger, to keep going and that everything was going to be okay. Like sometimes that's all people need to know, is that it's going to be okay. Are you
Mhm.
going to get through this? And that's why I'm so inspired, because I don't want to see nobody kill themselves, commit suicide, because of hurt and pain and all that stuff. Like, I'm just like, let me tell you about Jesus. Let me tell you about the one that says you can lay down your burdens. Like, if it's too heavy for you, let me tell you about the one who's willing to take it and
Mm.
to exchange your joy for sorrows. Like, let me tell you about this, like this person who has absolutely changed my life. And that's why I'm so intentional, especially about these young people. Young people are my heart. Like, as you see, I'm a youth minister. I love the young people, but even so with adults, like if I could just say one word, like, you're not alone.
Mm.
You're not alone.
I love that. And sometimes it's very easy to feel like you're just going through this by yourself. You're just walking this journey, going through this dark tunnel by yourself, but
Mhm.
it's so many out there that knows what you're going through. And
Yeah.
Brandy can speak from experience. So you are not alone,
Mm.
especially if you are a youth dealing with this. And I love the fact that not only are you able to speak from a heart place because you've been there, we both have, but you minister specifically to the youth as well. So if you are one of our youth that just needs some guidance and just wants an outlet for somebody who can, pour into you and who can also relate to you, just keep watching the show, because towards the end, I'm going to share her contact information with you so that you can get connected. That's the whole premise of the show. That's the whole premise of this book that we are doing, is so that we can bring resources and network and communities together. So keep watching. Don't go anywhere. We're not quite done yet. And I'm going to share with you how you can get in contact and get connected with Brandy Fair a little bit later on in the show. So, Brandy, I want you to share, before we start to wrap it up. Time just going by so fast. Oh my gosh. And this has been good. But if you had to go back in time to witness or give your younger self any words of wisdom, what would you tell your younger self as you are going through this experience?
First of all, speak up. Some people don't like to hear it. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to receive it. But speak up and stay true to your truth. And I would also say that you are so loved. And I know that going through something like that, it can change the way you see love. But I would encourage myself that you are perfectly loved by Jesus.
Mm,
And that's what I would say to myself,
I,
to speak out. It hurts to speak out, but it hurts more in the long run to keep silent.
yes, perfectly said, perfectly said. And the longer you sit on it, the more damage it does in here, and
Mm,
it's going to exude out. You can't
yeah.
hide it forever. What is inside, it has to come out.
Mm,
So she is encouraging all of you. We both are. Speak
mm.
up, speak up, speak up, speak up. I love it. So we're going to tie all of this in because this series is about living in perfectly fierce and focused. And this title is because there's so many imperfectly things that goes on in our life. However, we can still draw strength and find that resilience, find
Yes.
that transparency out of those situations that's not lining up perfectly in our life. So I want you to share with us, in the midst of everything you have endured, how you are able to live in perfectly fierce and focused while healing from sexual abuse.
So I'm able to live imperfectly fierce and focused because I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know that I belong to the Lord Jesus Christ. And I know that there are things that's going to come, but I know that I can draw strength from Jesus. And yes, I do make mistakes. Yes, I do fall down. But the thing about it is that I get up. And being able to encourage somebody else to speak up and say, yes, I was sexually abused and sexually assaulted. I was, but I'm an overcomer. And that's the main thing about it, being an overcomer and allowing God to heal from the inside. And that healing will show on the outside. And that's how you can be imperfectly fierce and focused.
I love it. Come through, Queen. Oh my gosh. I just love you to life. And I just love your confidence. I can just see it just exuding from you. I love your confidence. I love your transparency. I love your healing process because you definitely have gone through that process. And I love your relationship with Jesus Christ because I can see that's how you draw your strength is from the Lord. So you definitely knows whose shoulder you need to lean on.
Mhm.
And the Bible tells us to lean not to our own understanding, right? So I can just see in you just, and I didn't even know you back then, but just seeing you as the woman you are today, I just honor you for just how far you have come because I can see it. I can see the growth. And I am just so honored to just have you here tonight. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I just feel like you have definitely embraced and you've probably changed a life tonight. So thank you.
To God be the glory. Amen. And I want to add this too. I want to say that my parents kept me in church. They kept me in church. And if there was a moment or a Sunday that I didn't want to go to church, sometimes she would make me go anyway. Sometimes she would make me stay, like, let me stay home. But I better not be outside playing in Foursquare in the street when she come home. She's like, you can't go to church. You can't be outside and playing. So I want to thank God that my parents instilled in me when I was young Jesus, because that has really been my strength. That
Mm.
has really been my strong tower.
Yes. And I because that's my background too. My mother did not play, honey. We were in church, and once you were in there, there was no staring around. There was
Hmm.
no, noise. You
No
know,
feet.
we were taught to honor the Lord's house, and
Hmm.
she took that very seriously. And I tease us sometimes. We are called what I like to call the drug babies. We were drugged to church, whether we wanted to go or not, honey. They had us in there.
Yes.
I appreciate that so much too. And I feel like that's something that a lot of our youth, this particular generation, is missing. They don't have that same experience. And then when COVID shut down, it just disconnected the people from the church.
Hmm.
And I'm just so passionate about just rebuilding that relationship because not everybody has that same experience as you and I had. So
Yes.
I just honor that. All right. Well, listen, tell us a little bit more about your platform, and then we're going to drop your contact information on how they can get in contact with you. I can't talk tonight. Are y'all praying for me? Are y'all keeping your sister covered tonight? I'm
Yes.
just so tongue tied tonight. But tell us a little bit more about your platform.
So my platform is sexual abuse awareness. And I just want to encourage people that there is life after abuse. And I would like for people to speak out, be heard, be healed, so that you can really start living. Be healed. And I just want to encourage you that you are beautiful. I don't care who you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. So just watch. You got to watch. If you get that uncomfortable feeling about somebody, go to someone you trust. Tell them about it. Speak out about it. Don't wait. Go.
Yes. Yes, perfectly said. Perfectly said. If you are wanting to connect with Miss Greenville, South Carolina Plus America 2023, you can definitely find her on Facebook. She has a whole fan page. Go to her Facebook page, Miss Greenville Plus America 2023. Let her know how much you support her. You can also send her an email if you're wanting her to even speak. I'm just going to speak for you right now, Brandy.
Go
If
ahead.
you are wanting to, yes, if you're wanting to book her for any speaking engagements, send her an email, Miss Greenville Plus America at gmail.com. Again, that's Miss Greenville Plus America at gmail.com. If you have enjoyed her on our show tonight, shout her out, let her know. If you have a youth group that you are wanting to speak about on sexual abuse, not even on that, about just self-advocacy and finding their voice, um, determining who should be in their inner circles, because we need to come up with a way where we can prevent some of these sexual abuse. So I believe
Yeah.
that education is the first way for prevention. We need to educate them in how they can hopefully and prayerfully prevent being in a situation like this. But whatever the deal is, reach out to her, send her an email. I know that she is open to visiting and traveling and speaking into your young people. So reach out to her. And again, her Facebook page is Miss Greenville Plus America 2023. So reach out and connect. That's what we are about, connection. So connect, connect, connect. All right, Queen. Well, listen, it has been an honor having you here at Keeper's Place. And because you've been here, you are no longer a stranger. You are family now. So you are definitely welcome back anytime. So anytime you have anything coming up, you let me, and I don't even have the website on here. I will have it next show. But the pageant, let's bring them in about the pageant. So the our pageant for the Miss Plus America 2023 is going to be held March the 11th, 6
Mm-hmm.
p.m. at the Columbia Convention Center in Columbia, South Carolina. So you will be able to see not only myself and Brandy, but other of our sister delegates gracing the stage, supporting their causes, and representing for the full figured woman. Okay.
Yeah.
So that pageant is again going to be, and it's right around the corner, March 11th,
Mm-hmm.
2023. So if you're wanting to purchase tickets to this pageant, you can go on the Eventbrite and just look up Miss Plus America pageant, and it should populate for you. I should have included it in the show, but I didn't. But I will have the Eventbrite for next show. So again, you can see us live and in full effect March 11th, 2023 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here in Columbia, South Carolina. So if you want some more of Brandy, come out and support her because she will be on gracing the stage on March 11th. So definitely be in the house. All right, so I think that's it, Miss Brandy. Do you have any final words before we close our show?
Yes, so I did see my cousin Laura pop up. Her name popped up. She's in Boston. Hi, cousin. I love you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. And let me just also go down, because I did pop them up on the stage, but I want to make sure that we do acknowledge them. Janice Hartwell, she's another one of our sister queens. She says hello. Thank you for watching. Yes, Miss Amy, she said the stats were likely too low. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She also said, thank you for speaking tonight, Brandy. I'm so grateful to be here to hear your story.
Wow, to God be the glory.
Yes. I truly believe that you have made an impact tonight. So listen, I have any other final words, Brandy?
I also want to say thank you again. Thank you so much for this opportunity to come here and tell my story and encourage somebody else. I really appreciate that.
Well, you are so welcome. And like I said, if you have anything coming up, you are no longer a stranger. You're a family now. You can just come on home to Kiva's Place, and we'll be more than happy to highlight you and feature you back on the show. So, but thank you so much. And thank you for coming and just being willing to be authentic and just to share and be open, because this is not a very comfortable conversation to have. So I just honor you for being willing to just be that willing vessel to share it.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thoroughly enjoyed you being here with us tonight. Continue to just connect with us. We love you guys, and just come right back next Thursday night, because guess what? We're going to have another special guest, Sharon. Wait a minute. Nope. I don't think we have a live show next Thursday. So come back the following Thursday. Next Thursday, I am not going to be live because it's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, girl. It's my 45th birthday, so I will not be live next Thursday. However, I will replay this broadcast on Thursday. So if you missed it, don't be despair, because you will get to see it again next Thursday night. So then come back the following Thursday, because we will have our 6th series in the Imperfectly Fierce and Focused anthology. So y'all, and I'm getting so many people who are wanting to come on during this series to tell their story. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because that's the whole premise around this book, is just being free to share your story, and nobody can tell your story but you. So I'm so honored that I'm just getting comments and people wanting and willing to share, and I wish I could share them all during this series. But nevertheless, if you don't make it into the Imperfectly Fierce and Focused series, you can still be a guest on our show. So keep those inquiries coming, because it's not in vain. A couple of comments. Amy says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. And Laura said, good night, everyone. Perfectly. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for watching. And listen, until next time, let's continue to share, connect, and glow, because we know building your network also builds your net worth. So until next time, family, y'all continue to love each other, support each other, and glow together. So peace and blessings. Good night.
Thank you for watching Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show and Podcast. Tune in every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Kiva's Place. To be a guest on our show, text the word guest to 803-368-3030 or visit us at tinyurl.com/Kiva's Place Book. And watch us on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire as we're broadcasting in more than 60 million homes worldwide.